Hey, this is your boy Big Brother A with the Carolina Boys Frat House podcast. We starting this thing off strong. Um, I want to just go over a few free agent signings and mainly focus on the defense in this video. I'm going to do a future video talking about the offensive moves and how free agent period going and how offense is looking. But let's focus on the defense. Okay. And one thing here at Carolina Boys Frat House Podcast is we're going to be 100% authentic, 100% raw. All right. Straight up. All right. That's going to be the Frat House Podcast way. Now let's go into our big signing. All right. First move, big signing. Jalen Phillips, edge, contract, 4 years, 120 mil, 80 million guaranteed. Now, what do I think about this signing? I would give it a B. Why would I give it a B? I think he's a very good player. We paid him as an elite player, and I don't mind us doing that because we needed pass rush help. Okay, the Panthers was 31st in pass rush for defense. All right, we were horrible. We cannot rush the passer. We had rookies trying to hold it down on edge. We had run defense, D tackles. Couldn't offer anything in the pass rush. Okay, the guy we signed, the D tackle we signed to replace Milton Williams, couldn't do anything. So we're gonna solve. So we're gonna try to solve part of the problem at edge. So now you see, I have some PFF scores, and note we're gonna be using a lot of PFF, not because I'm a big PFF believer, but because we do know the Panther staff are really big in analytics, and we do know a lot of PFF personnel work with the Carolina Panthers, and they're just really big into that type of processing, their type of processing information. So we're going to use that since this should match what the Panthers staff and higher ups believe. So when you look at his pass rush metrics from the past couple years, he's been in the 88th percentile, win rate in 91%. Looking at that, he's on the cusp of being elite. Very, very good though. I say very, very, very good. To me, elite is like when you're in 93, 94 percentile and above. But I think with him is very, very good, very, very solid. So just that's all he need to be for us. Just need to be extremely good, which should help out our pass rush and make the team overall better. Now, where we're paying him, he might not necessarily match that total, but I still think he's going to be a very good player. As long as he stay healthy. I know he has some injury concerns. We need him to stay healthy. So I give it a B. Like I give this signing like a B plus. Feels a big need, and another good thing is he should work with a Vero because while he's not a great run defender, he can offer a supported run defense. Okay, he's not a total liability like when we had Brian Burns. So he can stop the run. So you slot him in as your top edge. You bring along Nick Scorton and other guys on the other side. Hey, let's see how it works. Nick Scorton got another year. Should be better. Princely should be better. All right. So great signing. Great signing, but overpaid a little bit, but we needed him. Now let's go to another player on defense. Now this is our top signing according to PFF. And I think most fans will say the same. Devin Lloyd. Now, Devin Lloyd, he, I want you to zone in at his PFF score. Not his breakout score, but his PFF score in his previous years. 69.8. Zone in on that for a second. Do you know what our starting linebacker scores were this past season? Roseboom had a 44 score. Top, one of the lowest on defense. We let him go. Trevor Wallace had a 55.9 before he got hurt. And that was his best season with the Panthers. This is his best season since being with the Panthers. Devin Lloyd's floor is 69.8. And doing some research with Jacksonville forums and fans, this was him mainly being an off-ball linebacker, working in coverage and not using his pass rush ability. Most Jaguar fans agree he was a better fit as a 3-4 linebacker. They didn't use him as that at first. Then contract year came. They said, hey, let's use his pass rush ability more. Breakout year. 88.4. This is sorely needed for our defense. And we need a leader and a stalwart in the middle. He's going to provide that. And for the price, too. 42 million, 3 years. That's 14 mil a year. 25 mil guaranteed. I believe there's an out after the second year. Excellent. Wonderful. Much needed, man. Like, what I'm looking at is Devin Lloyd. Now in the 3-4, we're gonna need you to pass rush. Okay, he was top 5 in coverage, pass rush, and run defense last year. We're gonna need that this upcoming season, and I think he can replicate it. He's gonna have all the time, I think he can replicate it for the Panthers. Now, are we gonna have him next to Trevor Wallace, or are we gonna try to replace Trevor Wallace? I would like for us to look for another linebacker, but if not, I think defense would be all right. Now, those are the only moves we really made on defense this offseason. We re-signed Nick Scott, safety. 1-year deal. Okay. I'm saying, okay. I'm not a Nick Scott fan, but okay. And and we cut Ashawn Robinson. Now, Ashawn Robinson was a top 5 performer on our defense. Okay? When we signed him, we needed some D tackle to help Derek Brown, mainly with run defense. He did that. All right? We cut him to save cap. We're going to need to replace him. So do you replace him with someone on the team? Bobby Brown? Cam Jackson? Do we sign someone late? Someone like DJ Rita? Or do we draft a replacement? I would prefer we draft his replacement. Get like a true athlete at D tackle. I want a D tackle similar to Milton Williams, around 290, 300. That's just all around athlete and can offer a whole lot with pass rush ability. But if you go off our visits and the D tackles we brought in, like Caden McDonald, they're looking at, let's get a nose tackle. Let's get a guy that's going to stop the run. Run defense is going to be his main thing. He's probably not going to offer anything with pass rush ability. So if we do that, that D tackle, Derek Brown, you're going to probably need your whole pass rush ability from your edges. So if we go that route, I would actually like for us to look for another pass rusher, another edge. Either or. That's up for debate. But my personal preference, get the flexible, someone you believe who's going to be a dominant D tackle and be in the vein of like Chris Jones, K'Wan Short. There's a D tackle that can get upfield. Now, can we do that? I think so. But we'll see. So, Panther fans, I want to ask you: do you think we got any more needs on defense? Any more immediate needs? I don't think so. I think we could survive without getting another safety. I think we could survive without getting another linebacker. I think we could survive without getting another edge. And even though I do think we need to replace Ashawn Robinson, I think we could survive without another D tackle. So that's a win. That's a win. Dan Morgan did, and his team did extremely well. But how do you feel? Do you think we need some other help on defense? Comment below and just make sure to like and subscribe. I'm building up the channel. We're going to have way more content. So thank you guys for watching, and just let me know in the comments below.